Okay, quick video today. My cheater's method, Bibimbap. I cheated because I bought this pre-made mix. So the fact that I'm even making a video about this is kind of hilarious. But I'll take you through the process anyway. This pre-made mix had spinach, onions, carrots, mushrooms, and cucumbers, and they were already prepared. So I think most of them, you basically just kind of slice them up, season them with like sesame oil, salt, really to taste, or whatever you like, really. So that's already been done for me and packaged up for me. So there's not much for me to do. Ironically, the only piece of this dish that I made myself was the beef, but I guess I didn't record it. I don't know where the video is, so whatever. But yeah, assuming you've already gotten to this point, you have all your vegetable groups here. The final step of preparation is you're just going to throw each one in a pan with some oil, heat them up. The difficulty for me was I wasn't really sure what kind of preparations had already gone into them. So I feel like it's almost easier to make a dish from scratch all yourself, because even though it's more time consuming, you know exactly what's happened to them and you know what you have to do left. These ones I wasn't sure if they'd been cooked already. I think some of them already had, but probably all of them already had. But anyway, I needed to heat them up again, so I threw them back in the pan. Vegetable oil for most of them, just heat them up. Sometimes I salted them a little bit more, just to my taste. Here goes the cucumbers. These ones I use sesame oil with, just for a little extra flavor. Yeah, not much to say about this. Somehow I managed to struggle with a pre-made dish. That just shows you the level of chef that I am. But it's okay. I think next time I'm gonna actually make this dish and do it all myself. I saw this pre-made mix in the store and I impulsively bought it, knowing that I would eventually want to have some bibimbap. And it turned out good, so no regrets. Just I'm here doing this voiceover for a dish I didn't really make. In go the onions. At least I think they're onions. I spent probably a good 5 minutes staring at these things because I was confused about what they were. But I'm guessing they just had to be onions that were already cooked because they had that kind of stringy look. But I cooked them again. Give them a little more color. See, I think that looks pretty good. And also, this is just so I can take credit for the dish. Alright, again, here's the beef that I made and somehow didn't record. But it's very similar to the bulgogi recipe in the marinade. I used that same meat, the sliced ribeye, and then I marinated it. Tablespoon garlic, tablespoon soy sauce, tablespoon honey, 2 teaspoons sesame oil, and 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. Let that sit in the fridge for, I don't know, an hour or two. And yeah, and then you just throw them in there and cook them until they're done. For others, it's probably easy to tell that they're done. For me, I don't have the advantage of seeing colors, so I just kind of have to hope that they've been in there long enough. Next, you'll see me attempt to cut these up into bite-sized pieces, which I would recommend, but I wouldn't recommend doing it the way I try to do it here. So you see, I went with the left-hand chopstick, trying to be cool, and then I switched to the right hand, and then I realized, you know what? Picking up each piece and chopping them in half is just not effective. Also, using scissors with my left hand was more difficult than I prepared for, so I ended up just going straight to the pan. Eventually I cut them all up. You got your bite-sized pieces there. Take it out of the heat when it's done. See, that looks great. And now we can finally do the more fun part, which is just assembling it. You've got your rice already. I guess ideally you'd have one of those stone pots to put it in, but I didn't have one at this time. I've recently remedied that, but when I made this I didn't have anything but this bowl. But it doesn't matter, it still tastes good. I tried to mix it up by color here. At least I think I did. Yeah, you got spinach, soybean sprouts, cucumbers, onions. We got our mushrooms and carrot. We could put our spoonfuls of beef there on the top. And then we're going to finish it off with a sunny side up egg. And this is a really good kind of meal prep thing. It's all fits in one bowl. You can mix it up. And it's really good. You get your veggies, you get everything you want of them. Look at that. Just attack that yolk. You want to make that egg cry, and then top it off with a little bit of this gochujang. These squeeze bottles of gochujang are not good for cooking with, but for this kind of thing they're very good, just as like a topping. And look at that, it's running along that little river of egg. I think it looks pretty good. Of course, when you eat it, you mix it all up. Had a side dish of kimchi there with me, and a pile of junk mail. That's how I like to eat my bibimbap. I abandoned these chopsticks and just went with the spoon later. So feel free to do that. Enjoy it however you want. And thanks for watching.